Good afternoon. I'm sitting here with our regular contributors, Lou Geckel, can't say contributors, Matt Champion, and our very own Kevin Christopher, as we bring you our Excelsior, I'll say monthly, although we don't always hold to that, podcast. So we set out to do this podcast to stay connected, to let you know what's going on in our collective minds as we navigate these essentially retirement waters, wealth management space, what have you. Today we're going to focus, and we've done some different topics over the years. Today we're going to focus on what I would call the Excelsior Difference. I've had the good fortune of managing hundreds of advisors in my career, and what I've seen is, frankly, there are a lot of average advisors, and there are some good advisors. And when you pay attention to that stuff over the years, you tend to pick up, certain habits of what to do, what not to do. And we set out to build a firm that focused certainly on what to do and try to stay away from what not to do. So for instance, most financial advisors that we tend to see when clients come our way, their advisor perhaps doesn't meet with them quarterly to make sure they're on, their accounts are doing what they're supposed to do. So we certainly tried to build a firm, money management, wealth management firm that says, let's meet quarterly. So we'll get into that a little bit, and that's just an example. But that's really what we're trying to do, is to say, hey, why are so many clients moving their money to Excelsior? We have seminars that we do. We're coming off a stretch where COVID had just kind of disrupted our business model of these dinner seminars, retirement transition seminars that we do. We've done 7 in the last 6 weeks, and we've been really kind of hammering. They've been very well attended, which was much to my surprise. I didn't know exactly post-COVID if people would show up, but they've been showing up full house capacity in droves. So, when you had that business model where you're helping clients transition into retirement and a lot of people are using your services, why is that? We're going to attempt to explain, what makes Excelsior a kind of a it story today, where we're bringing in a lot of accounts, people are switching advisors, and hopefully, having a good experience. So I'll start with Kevin. We'll go clockwise. What do you think is the Excelsior difference? And if that's too tough of a question, sometimes we don't like to talk about ourselves. What do you see as, I'll even spin it, Kevin, why are some advisors better than others? What are you seeing in the marketplace?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is the advice, right? There's a big difference between advisors and salespeople. And a lot of companies have sales forces which, go out and sell products. Where here we have an all-encompassing advice. We want to know what the other hand's doing. We have Medicare specialists on our team. We have a tax guy on our team. We have people that can give solid advice that has everything to do with, financial planning as a whole. From the investments to, what attorney you should see, what documents you need. And I think that's a major difference. There's consequences if you make too much on Medicare, you're going to be paying too much. There's, the advisors that understand that, you can count them on your right hand in the marketplace. And that's a huge impact. If you take too much money out to help your children, for instance, that could affect you for the next year on what you're paying in Medicare premiums. I mean, there's one hand has to know what the other hand's doing, and there's not a whole lot of firms out there where that's actually the case. Champs?
Yeah, I would agree with a lot of that. I think the other part, again, talking about what separates strong, solid advisors from the not so strong, is just we do a good job with systems. So a lot of our quarterly reviews, once you're a client of ours, you get an email automatically that goes out